You're listening to a Rock Candy podcast.
Hey, I'm Andrew.
And I'm John.
Our show, Magnified Pod, is the only podcast that discusses culture, religion, politics, and deep dives into the discographies of the bands that shaped a generation of 90s youth group kids.
We share our thoughts on the Christian bookstore alternate universe scene we grew up in, our changing religious views, and the alternative music that formed us, going through albums track by track.
We've also interviewed band members, producers, filmmakers, and artists, and had fascinating, profound, and silly conversations along the way.
Check out Magnified Pod on the Rock Candy Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello and welcome to the Pickle and Boot Shop. I am Reese Roper, one of your hosts. This is my weekly disclaimer about our podcast. First of all, I have a potty mouth. Second, I can't podcast. You hear Joe, he's amazing. His voice is like warm butter. Anyway, we talk about how the Insiders traffic drugs. We also talk about Bram, the trumpet player of the Insiders, using his trumpet as a bong, which is not true. And then I claim to violate and touch Ethan Luck, who is our first ever guest on this, the Pickle and Boot Shop. I hope you hate it, everybody. The Pickle and Boot Shop. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids. Also, it's not a podcast. It's a diabolical brainwashing machine. I left that out.
Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop.
Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles.
With your grandma and your kids.
I go downtown.
With your grandma and your kids.
Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle. Get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids.
Pickle and Boot Shop.
Stay for the squids.
Yeah, pickle time.
Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some booze inside your hands.
1996, we start this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Joe and Reese's Pickle and Boot Shop, a diabolical brainwashing machine. I am Joe. My co-host
I'm Reese.
is Reese. I don't know why we're starting like this. We never started like this. And we also
not.
have today, we have a guest today. This is the first guest we've ever had on this thing. We have Ethan Luck. And if I named all the bands that you've been in, that would be the podcast. That would be the free portion of the podcast. You've
The
been
real
in.
rodeo is the only one that matters.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was going to say that, but
And when is
Yeah.
that new album coming out?
Should be coming out this Friday, I think.
Drops.
Reese, can you write lyrics that fast?
Yeah, you can. You can. He said he did. Okay, Ethan, I have a question for you.
Yeah. Yes.
We've been
Yes,
talking
sir.
about recording, and on the last one, Reese and I talked. When you go into the studio, are all your songs, say, 90, 95% done? Like, do you have the lyrics to all of them? Do you go in there and just lay everything down? Or are you going in there like, we kind of have this and we need to put lyrics to it? Because these jokers, 5 Iron goes in and they got 12 songs and 4 of them have lyrics.
yeah.
At least for the solo stuff that I've done, the answer is yes. I go in fully prepared, ready to go. But that's kind of how I've been in bands I was in. Like in the Supertones, we didn't write in the studio. I mean, we would add things, of course, but we went in like fully prepared. Like the last record I did before the first breakup, called Revenge, was, I think we had 2 weeks to record, and we did it in like 9 days or something, because everything was just prepped, and we'd already like played those songs live to get them down.
Yeah.
And so we had like 3 or 4 days just to kind of goof around and try new things. So
What?
Yeah, see, I'm with him, Reese. You had me thinking that we were like some, polished turd that we knew what we were doing. No, that's how I think people do it. I think you go in with a grasp on what the
other
song's
people
supposed
do
to
it
sound
that way,
like.
though. Other people will go in with just music or whatever, and sometimes I guess it depends on the primary songwriter and if they play instruments or not. Like Mojo and the Supertones play guitar, so
Yeah.
he would write a song and how all the chords are already there and stuff. Then I would come in and kind of do some rearranging, maybe some chord changes, add some guitar melodies, things like that. I would write horn lines, Dan would write horn lines, etc., etc.
See, the problem with Five Iron is nobody else cares about the singing or the words. They're just like, I know we have to do this. I know this is required, but we already wrote these songs, so he'll figure it out as we go.
So is this kind of why I've sent you, I think, 4 or 5 demos with no lyrics to write lyrics to? Are you waiting for us to get in the studio to finish them?
Yeah, that's normally how it works. And then all of a sudden my body just kicks into this panic.
Yeah.
I just get explosive diarrhea for a couple days. But then it just hits me and I can work.
Well, listen, maybe you need to jump on my method and come visit me in Tennessee.
Okay.
And we'll prepare songs like a real band.
Like you can workshop. Like he'll do a
That
workshop
sounds
with
cool.
you, you know?
Totally. Well, and
sounds
it's probably
cool.
harder too, like especially with 5 Iron nowadays, where people in different states and stuff. And
Yeah.
you know, you've got Dennis in New York. I think he's still there. Sonny's in California. You're in Virginia. Everyone else is in Denver. You know, when me and Mojo were writing songs for the Supertones, we wrote so many songs. I literally have a Dropbox folder that I sent to him recently that still has like 17 songs that we never did anything with.
Oh, we need to
Christ.
steal them all. We need to do them.
Yeah.
Let's knock them out.
You guys can have them.
Yeah.
But that's just how much we wrote. And the benefit to us, it was when I first moved to Nashville and I lived with him. We were roommates for like a year. And all we did besides tour was sit in his basement. And I set up my little recording rig at the time. And we just wrote songs like all day long.
So Ethan, I don't want to, this might be too early in the podcast to start just talking about sensitive topics.
Oh, no.
When you
Hang on,
were in the basement.
Let me open up my sparkling water first.
Okay.
Prepare for this.
Is it a LaCroix?
When you
No,
were
it's,
in the.
it's Waterloo.
Wow. Is this really sparkling water?
Yeah, it looks like a beer, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was like a hops flavored sparkling
No, it's
water.
just a grapefruit sparkling water.
Wow.
They're pretty delicious. I like them better than LaCroix.
Anything's better than LaCroix. Reese, go ahead. I interrupted.
No, I just wanted to know if when you were in the basement, was it Matt's basement?
Yeah.
Did he touch you in a place that's covered by your bathing suit?
He would touch my hip every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mostly if I was like a little, I was demoing the drums or guitar and I was playing a little stiff, he'd kind of, knock my hip into place and,
Or he'd be like, this is how I want it to go. Pap, pap, pap. Just nice little tap,
Exactly.
like little tappity tap. We have
That's it.
something on the show here that, like kind of a PSA that we do for kids and college kids out there. We always say, no, don't touch me there. This is my no-no square. And you make sure that square covers all the parts of your body that you don't want touched.
Yeah. You can have several squares, like really small ones, if that's your thing. But
yeah. I think if Matt or either of you wanted to touch me, as long as there's consent, that's okay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's how
Michael
we roll.
Michael Bolton has a song called "Can I Touch You?" there, and that's a true thing.
Is it
And
really?
at first, it is. It is. It sounds really creepy, right? But I thought about it and I was like, well, he's asking for consent. And there doesn't mean somewhere on the body necessarily. It could be like over there. We're walking. And look at that nice bench.
Yeah.
Or
Behind
like at the bottom of the
Asian-
Atlantic.
What are those like Asian like divider things where like people used to change behind them? What are those called? Asian dividers.
Asian dividers. That's what they're called.
Changing dividers.
Yeah.
I don't know what
A
those are called.
screen. It's called a hunting blind.
Yes.
A hunting blind. You change your clothes behind hunting blinds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This
called
is
a
driving me nuts that I can
hunting
hear this
blind.
echo in my crap. So if you guys, hopefully you guys aren't being thrown off by my
You have a delay?
yokels. Yeah.
Joe,
I delayed?
Not to you guys sound totally normal to me.
Okay, good.
What about this? Does this sound normal? I am a robot. Did that? Was it?
Oh, I love that the talk box came out, Reese.
I have a talk box.
Dude, so I'm not caught up on all your episodes, but
Good.
the last one I listened to, you all of a sudden had like a soundboard doing funny noises, and you've clearly upgraded and up the quality of the podcast by having a talk box going out of a synth.
Yeah, that's
Man, do you have anything cool I can make noises? Ooh, how about
That's
this?
what the people are paying for. Is me
This is
to
called
have a robot.
Rocky in your pocket.
What?
John Schneck bought this for me years ago, and it never changed the batteries. Check it out, though.
Yo, Adrian, it's me, Rocky.
Dude.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Rocky Balboa, the Italian style.
So I'll save the other three. There's four more sounds there.
Oh,
That's
is
really
one of
cool,
them
dude.
is one of them where he's crying when Mick dies?
No, maybe I'll play the rest of them for you.
No, you can sing.
So much you think I am.
Oh, so good.
And then
Nobody owes nobody nothing. You owe yourself.
two more. Oh, that one's kind of broken, I think. Yeah, it says "Undo a foot" again. Oh, the last two don't go all the way. Maybe it's time to change the batteries after
Oh,
12
it
years.
is. It is.
Oh my gosh.
But the top two are the best, and those still work. So
Yeah.
Mm.
And as long as you got Yo Adrian.
Yeah, those are good. Those are real good.
rock in your pocket, man.
Well, Ethan, like I said, over the last couple of episodes, we've been talking recording, we've been talking equipment, we've been talking smack, yang, if you will, depending on what side of the Mississippi. Some people talk yang.
Okay.
And so different studios you've recorded in. I talked about the green room. I know you've been to the green room in California.
Yeah.
How
I
much
record at the green room?
Now, did you record with Gene Eugene there?
Yes, I did. I only got to record Gene one time when I was playing in the Dingies, my first touring band, and that would have been around the time I met Five Iron, actually.
That's too bad.
I know, not the brightest part of my past, but
No, not a real.
But we
good
did our
decision.
first record. We did our first record up at West Beach Studios, where they did like Life in General and Slowly Gone Away to Buffalo with Steve Kravac. And then we did. Remember when Tooth and Nail had those Happy Christmas compilations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were on. I think it was the first one, and we did like a kind of a weird dub reggae version of We Three Kings, and we did that with Gene Eugene.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
We're on
and
that one.
And Ronnie Martin did all the like weird synth on it and stuff. It was pretty cool.
The
Did he
count.
have a
remember
talk
that band?
box? Probably
No
not.
talk box.
No.
But remember the band 180 or Flight 180 they became called?
Yeah.
Madeline, one of the singers in that band, did a bunch of female. Of course, she did female vocals. She's a female, but she did vocals on it too. So it was a fun little thing. And then I think they ended up. It was after Gene passed, but their third record that I was not on, they did it at the Green Room again when it was still owned by someone in Gene's family or something. I think the Alien Ant Farm guys own it now.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, they bought the Green Room from whoever owned it, whoever Gene left it to.
Do you remember the female that lived in the house with Gene?
I don't off the top of my head.
It's driving me nuts.
Do you remember her existing as a person?
I remember, yeah, definitely.
Was she nice to you?
I don't remember anything bad, so
Okay.
I always
That's
remember her
impressive.
being very stern towards us. Like we couldn't make her laugh. She always seemed annoyed that we were in the place, and I'm like, I kind of thought that's what this place was.
What did the Insiders record there?
Yeah, we recorded a ton there.
Really?
Yeah, we did Motor City Ska. So we did our first album there. We did touch-ups, or we did Scalleluja there. We did touch-ups for Fight of My Life there.
That's crazy. I just feel like I met you later in musical life.
Yeah.
Because if obviously like I would have met you prior to all that or around that time, I mean that was in Orange County, so it was like that was down the street, you know. We would have hung out a lot more.
when we first got out there, nobody seemed to want to hang out with us. We were just like some grungy, like over Christian-y kids from the Midwest. And the people who ended up hanging out with us by default were like the Spivies, Javelina Rail Company,
Yep.
Good company.
Bloomsday would hang out with us because we were both like in the green room at the same time, but I think they actually hated us. We didn't get along real well with them.
Yeah.
Do you remember Bloomsday?
I don't remember Bloomsday,
They're
but
very like sunny
obviously-
day real estate.
okay. Obviously, I remember Javelina because I have family in that band. so-
Oh, do you really? Oh,
What?
yeah, they were cool.
yeah. This seems to be something that comes up whenever I do podcast episodes, and I think everyone just knows this. But Matt Wignall is my cousin.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm not kidding you. Yeah, it's my mom's brother's kid.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
So literally
He's my
first cousin.
First cousin, yeah.
Wowzers.
Yeah. It always
that-
seems like something that is known, but I guess it's not. Every time
It is
it comes
not.
up, someone's like, what?
Yeah.
If
Now
your
I know
name
the
was
next time that
Ethan
comes up on
Wignall,
Jeopardy,
maybe.
I'm going to
Yeah.
know the answer.
Or if your name was Ethan Joe Armstrong, then we'd be like, he's
Wait a
Matt Wignall's
second.
cousin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that guy from
My
somewhere.
name is Ethan J. Strummer.
Yeah, then
Yeah,
we
I
would
was-
know.
I was Joe Strummer's nephew.
For a time. Just for a time. So Ethan, here's something that always struck me, stuck with me, is we toured and the Insiders went out there, Eyes of Wonder. We met all these bands, and it was like just a whirlwind, meeting people and meeting other guys in other bands. And then life goes on, and Insiders goes on, and suddenly our career stops. So Insiders are done. I'm sitting at home in my early 20s, and I was going through that weird thing that like athletes go through, and I guess artists go through, where you're no longer like popular anymore. And or like an athlete who like retires and is away from the game, and he's away from like the locker room and all that stuff that they miss, and you kind of go through this depression. Well, I kind of went through that too. Like, so the Insiders were done, and I kind of went through this phase where I was just like, man, I don't know how to like come to grips with, you're playing these shows and kids are asking for your autograph and things like that, and then all of a sudden there's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the God's honest truth, and I've never told you this, but this was something I was having. Like, I was in like one of my low moments, and you sent me a friend request on Facebook. And your friend request, I was like, dude, I know this guy. I was like, I know this guy. I respect this guy. He's been
We
in.
had met at that point.
Yeah, we had met at that point.
We did some shows together too. I remember.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I get this request from you, and I'm like, dude, he remembers me. I was like, he remembers me. And I was like, dude, he's been in Demon Hunter. Like, I love Demon Hunter. I'm like, man, Supertones, Demon Hunter, Dingies. I started thinking about like everything that you'd like been through, or all the bands that you've been in, and I was like, it did something to me, like this like little depression that I was in. I was like, there's still people that remember me, and like it made me feel. Oh, I just punched the microphone. It kind of made me like feel connected again, and so that was something that you did to me that you didn't even know, and you're gonna have rewards later on for it.
Well, you did send me a reward a couple years ago. You randomly found 2 sealed Dingies records that I played on.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I still have them over here.
Do you? Yeah.
What?
That was kind of, yeah. I came across like when I moved or something like that. I came across like a box of, how like an artist rep, like a label rep would like show up and just give you like a boatload of CDs.
yeah.
They did that. So somehow I ended up with like a bunch of Dingies CDs, like all still sealed. And I had like a ton of like Morellis Forest, and I'm trying to think who else. I can't think off the top of my head. Those are the 2 that I had like 10 Morellis Forest CDs. And then I think I had like 2 or 3 Dingies. Oh,
Dude, you should have got it. There's this Tooth and Nail Facebook group that I got on just because someone tagged me in something or whatever. You should have put them on there and sold them.
Really?
All those people are on there. I got rid of all my CDs like 2 years ago or something.
okay.
And I had probably like 120 Tooth and Nail CDs just from being on the label. And every time you go through there, they give you stuff and whatever. You just take stuff.
Yeah.
And I listed them all and put them up there. And it said, if anybody wants these, are $3 each. And I got like 5 emails, like, I'll take this, this, and this. And then like the 5th or 6th dude was like, I'll take all of it for $200. Like,
Oh, you're like, sold.
Dang.
so some of them were gone already been claimed. So he like came back. I was like, hey, this is missing now, but here's the list. You can have it all. And like, I just kept it in the box through bubble wrap there and shipped it to him. And
Nice.
the people on that Facebook group go crazy for that stuff.
Ha.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I got
Now,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Reese.
Just,
Did my Facebook friend request sound like this?
Ethan,
It was
your lips
similar.
were moving.
It was
This is
similar.
the best part. It was exactly like that.
Perfect. Joe, and on a serious note, I'm glad that something as simple as a Facebook request could brighten your day, make you feel a little better. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And to tell you the truth, it kind of started me on this. That was one of the things that kind of played into. I hit like a point in my life where I started doing that too, because I knew how much that meant to me. And again, you knew nothing about it, but it actually did. And so since then, I like communicate a lot with people. And so whether it's at my job now, like if someone new gets hired at my company, like I try and be that like first guy, like, hey, how'd your first day go? You know, stuff like that, kind of messaging them back and forth, just stuff like that. Just people, if I haven't seen somebody in a while, I really reach out to them. It's really become, the older I get, it's more something I do is really trying to like reach out to people who I haven't talked to in a while, things like that. But yeah, all because of you, bruh. All because of you,
And then a
Brasky.
hero comes along.
Oh, I can be a hero, baby. I was listening
Reese
to
falling
a
asleep on us.
Guilty Pleasures playlist on Spotify the other day, and everyone was a banger, bro. Everyone was a banger. And it started with,
Sure.
I can be your hero, baby. And I was like, that is the definition of a guilty pleasure song. I could only listen. And I was like, this has got to be added to my, like I have a playlist like on iTunes called like Mood. And it's just like everything that I'm in the mood to hear. And it changes often.
Yeah.
And I put that on there, listened to it twice. I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this song. Took it right off. 24 hours
We
later.
have this ongoing joke on my other podcast. Anytime we talk about somebody being a hero or something, when I edit the episode, I'll insert any song with like the Enrique Iglesias one, or Mariah Carey, or like David Bowie. We can be heroes, and it's just funny. And so within the podcast, we started doing this like mixtape trading club. We were actually making mixtapes on cassettes.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
That is
phenomenal.
Awesome.
And I made a Heroes mixtape, and it's like 25 songs that have to do with being a hero.
That's
There's
amazing.
some bad
Incredible.
stuff on there. There's Nickelback or Chad Kroger. Oh, no. Oh, how's it go? And a hero can save us. It's from like Spider-Man 3 or something. I don't remember.
Yeah.
That's why I
Yeah.
bought that soundtrack right there.
Just for
Yeah.
that song.
Just for that song.
Now, Ethan, we brought you on this show for a specific reason, and we've had the fun talk, and I've pumped your tires by telling that you changed my life and brought me out of the depths. But now we're going to get into the meat while you're here.
All right, this is where you deflate the tires.
No. This is where we let people in on a
Oh,
little
are we
something.
checking under the hood now?
We are checking the hood. We're double clicking on this. We're unpacking
Okay.
it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, back in the mid 90s, we, the Pickle and Boot Shop, knew that one day this would happen. And you guys know the competitive nature between Five Iron, the Insiders, and the Supertones. You know that the Supertones have bullied us for years, whether that be years, whether that be SoundScan, sales, whether that be backstage, attendance, all
On
of
an
that.
airplane once?
All of that. All the above.
yeah.
All the above.
There was one time actually I got on a plane and saw Reese in first class, and I kicked him out of first class and took his seat.
That's true. But you're
He'd
of all the
even fight it.
You didn't even
of all
put
the
up a
people, you
fight?
earned it. Like I was just up there because my wife was a flight attendant. But I was like, well, this guy.
Did
This
this
guy's-
really happen? Is this a true story?
Gift to humanity. He
It's-
can have my
it's
seat.
100% true.
That is amazing.
If it I mean, it
you
depends on
want
what
it
the
to be.
definition of truth is.
So what I'm getting at is you were a plant. Reese and I, the Pickle and Boot Shop, heard about these kids on the West Coast that were trying to start a ska band. They were trying to start a ska band, and we said, let's take this guy. Let's get him in that band and sabotage it from the beginning.
He
so
can
you
play
helped-
anything. He sings, he plays drums.
Like
He's
a
like the best
lark.
drummer I've ever heard.
Yep.
Best guitar player I've ever heard. I
Yep.
know he can play bass. I've seen him play a sousaphone. Let's see if he can get his way into the Supertones.
The
Well, it was a
Supertones.
bit-
Yeah.
Here was the tricky part though, is that at the time I was like 15 years old, and the Supertones hadn't changed their name to the Supertones, but that was the perfect time to get me planted in there.
Right.
The band was a terrible band called Saved, Christian band, by the way, if you don't believe that.
That
But
would
I
really
was
suck
still,
if they weren't, though.
right. I know, right?
Right.
Why are we playing at church again?
Yeah.
This is weird. We definitely have a
weird,
niche
man.
group.
Anyways, I was still in high school, so it was a bit tough to kind of really infiltrate the band at the time, and I didn't do so well at it to the point where they were wanting to get signed and go on tour, and I was still in high school, so I thought they'd found me out, but it just turns out I was too young, and I had to leave the band because I had to finish school.
So it was like reverse 21 Jump Street. Like you were
Kind
the
of,
high
yeah,
schooler infiltrating the older dudes, the good old boys
Yeah.
club.
And I remember like reporting back to you guys and being like, dudes, like I just have to finish high school before I can really be the mole in
Yeah.
the Supertones, right?
Yeah.
Which it didn't happen again until early 2000, but I finally got back in there, you know.
Now, when you came back, were you the guy under the Jar Jar Binks mask? Were you the guy, the DJ?
I don't know if I could say that actually.
You know what? Don't. Some things are better left secret.
I'll let the speculation begin.
Do we remember that guy? Like in all
I do, actually.
seriousness,
That was-
do you guys remember
video
when
that-
Supertones got the DJ?
What?
Was it live? You mean?
Yeah, you guys don't remember
Yeah,
this?
that was literally the tour before I came back in the band. That was in the middle of the Chase the Sun
Yeah.
record cycle.
Do you mean it was the tour, quote unquote, before you came back into the band? Or you were not back in the band?
I was not back in the band during the DJ era.
But
No
Are you
DJs
doing
were.
air quotes
did I
when you
dream
say
this?
that?
Did I
Back in the
dream this?
band?
They did have
No.
a DJ, correct?
Yes,
And he
It
would
wasn't
wear
like
a
a
Jar
full-time
Jar
thing.
Binks mask.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, what better way to annoy everybody in attendance than wear a Jar Jar Binks mask?
Right. Right. The greatest.
I think it
Star
was
Wars
just for that
character.
one tour. Honestly, I don't think it wasn't an ongoing thing. It was just for like one tour they did that. I don't know why.
Okay.
I wasn't there for that one.
All right. Now, one of the things that was your job as the mole to report back to us, were there ever any fights in the Supertones? Did you ever come to blows? Did anyone within the Supertones ever throw fists?
No. I there's probably times I wanted to,
Yeah.
just because like any band. Well, I also didn't want them to find me out that I was working for you guys. you know?
Right. Right. Right.
That's important.
Yeah, but if it came down to throwing blows, I can't blow my cover, So
Sure.
if it would have happened, I would have just gone for it. Yeah, but
So were
I think there was one time that I probably should have had someone punch me. I remember getting picked on a bunch. I think by Jason, I don't remember, but and I got so annoyed, and it was like it started in fun, and then after it was like the one day I was not having a good day, and it happens again, and it kind of set me off.
Yeah.
So I went up and we had like a day room, and I think it was in Chicago. We had a day room.
Of course you did.
And I was
You were the
so annoyed.
Supertones.
Well, we didn't have rooms for everybody. We had one room for all to shower in, but it was a suite. But I remember, this is so disgusting. I took an ice bucket and I peed in it, and and someone was in the shower and I threw it over the shower.
Oh, bravo.
And my thought was like, okay, yeah, it's gross. I was like 21 years old
Uh-huh.
and didn't care. And my thought was, you're in the shower.
Right.
Yeah, just
It's not
wash
like I
off.
threw. Yeah, it's not like I threw it on you like after you got done getting ready and you're about to go out to dinner or something. Like you were already in the shower. So
And you
that was the close.
you did that to Carson?
I think so. I think it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't talked to some
did
of
he
these dudes
know
in a
it
long
was
time.
pee? Or
Yeah, I
was
think it
he
was
just
something
like,
like,
the
"Whoa, what-
shower
what-
just
what-"
became enhanced?
I think it was something along the lines of like, "Whoa, what the heck? What is it? Is that pee?" Something like that. I don't think I've ever told anybody that story other than the people that were there.
That's fantastic.
Ethan, one time when we still camped at Cornerstone, I was in the group shower thing at Cornerstone with Kevin, who was in the Smiley Kids.
And they
And
had
I
little
thought it would be
friendlies.
really funny if I just turned and was talking to him, but peeing at the same time.
But laser focused on the conversation.
Exactly. Like, don't break eye contact. Be peeing while you turn.
It's kind of like
And
how,
it took
like,
a
if
good
there's, like,
5 minutes until he realized I was peeing on him. At least 5 minutes. I have an enormous bladder, but it was just coming out 5 square minutes, and we were talking about
you did it.
philosophy, everything.
You actually did it.
I did. It wasn't that long. It was like 2 seconds of like, "Hey, Kevin, what do you think about this?" Oh, are you peeing on me?
Now,
Man.
Reese, being a medical professional, what's the maximum amount that somebody can hold in their bladder? Because I have a memory of being on tour and filling a 32-ounce Gatorade bottle in one
That's
pee.
insane.
But I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like my brain has changed that. Like
I don't
like
know
a
what the
fish
maximum
story.
bladder size is. So
'Cause I
different
swear
people
I
have
filled
different
it.
bladder sizes. When you put a catheter in somebody, like if they can't pee because there's some swelling or something, it'll just drain all that out. And I've seen somebody pee out 2 liters
2
before.
liters.
2 liters.
Yes.
That's like a giant Coca-Cola
Yes.
bottle. Wow.
Yes.
I
That's the
mean,
most
I'm
I've
sure
ever
we've
seen.
I'm sure we've all, whether it's in traveling or whatever, like you've had to hold it for so long, then when you finally get to go to the bathroom, it seems like it never ends.
Yeah.
It's those cases where I'm like, I wonder how much I would fill up.
Mm-hmm.
Or like what container could I fill up right now?
Yeah. And it depends. Like Brad, our trumpet player, that dude, when he pees, he would fill multiple bottles of pee. But like me, I'd be like, I have to pee so bad. And it'd be like half a bottle.
Maybe like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's called age, Reese.
No, it was before age. I was,
Okay. Before
It was
age.
before
it was
age.
early.
It was before
Before
age was
age happened.
invented. Age was
Before that,
invented in the
half
early
a bottle
2000s.
of Coke.
1997 BA before age.
It was then.
Yeah, I swear I peed and I filled up a 32-ounce bottle, but there's no way that can be true.
That the guy had 2 liters of pee in him. I saw it. We were just
I
like,
mean,
oh, keep going,
Listen,
bro.
I trust science and I trust the medical world and I trust Reese.
Thanks, Ethan.
Oh, that might
You're
be
welcome.
that might be 3 strikes right there.
Oh,
my
wow.
first 2.
First 2
There's a
were
solid 2
being in the
strikes.
Supertones, even though we hired you to do that.
Yeah.
And the second one was, I forgot.
Yeah, me
Did we
too.
have-
The funny
you
part
got
about-
2 strikes.
The funny part about you guys hiring me to infiltrate that band is that at a certain point, I guess I didn't care about checking in with you guys anymore because before I knew it, we were still a band and you guys weren't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We were all
And
married
I was
with
still
kids.
out there like, gosh, this is
We
we're
lost
still
our
doing
funding.
this.
Yeah.
We lost our
band one of these
government
days.
Yeah. Who do I
contract, and
email
then
about
we
what
were
I
just
found
like,
out?
I think we
Right,
need a
yeah.
job. Yeah.
And
So
they must have found me out because I didn't do the reunion. So they're like, no.
now, when did you move to
Wait, they had a
Nashville?
reunion?
I moved to Nashville while we were still a band. It was 2001. I moved to Nashville. I was living still at my parents' house in Mission Viejo, California. And I had already been touring at that point for like 3.5 years. And so I don't know. I'd already traveled a bunch and I was like, I just want to try something else other than California literally for once in my life.
Yeah.
So Dan Spencer and Mojo lived in Nashville, and Dan was engaged to get married and living with Mojo and was moving out and got his own house. And so they're like, dude, you should come out here. Like Mojo's like, you can live with me and blah, blah, blah. So I flew out here for like a week just to hang out. Cause I'd only been through Nashville just to play a show and that was it. Oh, did we just lose Joe? There he is.
Yeah. I like Doctor Strange somewhere. Yeah.
This is what happens when you masturbate 8 times a day.
Yeah. I was trying to break my record and holy smoke.
You'll go
And I
blind.
missed the freaking rapture.
Yeah.
I forgot to repent.
Dang it. Well, at least we still have all of our records hanging out behind us. We have each other.
Yeah.
And
So now I'm going to have to go back and
Nobody owes nobody nothing. You owe yourself.
boom, perfect timing.
I didn't even know which one I was going to push, but that was very applicable. Yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah. Anyways, I hung out here for a week and I was like, man, this city is awesome. And it was at the time. And all my friends in California thought I was crazy. They're like, isn't it just a bunch of like hillbillies, cowboys, and racists? And I was like, maybe, but not where I was hanging out, And then, of course, I come to realize that it is those things, but it is also in California and in every state in the country. There's all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's
it's
called
true.
different
Exactly.
things.
Yeah.
Other than the racist part, all those dummies are everywhere. But yeah, I was just I was really in love with it. It was awesome, and I had a good time. And that kind of started me and Mojo's endless pit of new songs we would always write. In the 1 year I lived at his house before I moved into with another friend, we wrote 49 songs.
What?
Yeah, that's all we did. We wrote a ton.
You wrote
which
one
became
song
this
about
record.
every state except Vermont.
Except Michigan.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I was going to
that stung.
ouch.
That
Yeah,
stung.
next time, leave out Ohio or Indiana because we hate them on this podcast.
What about Mississippi? Is that because of sports?
No, we just don't like those states. I like
I
the
know there's
people
the
from
whole-
them.
I know there's the whole like Michigan-Ohio state rivalry thing. which
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
I don't get it. But,
I used to live in Ohio, like in the summers with my grandmother for like 6 years. And I lived in Indiana for a year. And that is where I based my hatred.
I got to
It
go
was-
let a
it was
dog
awful.
out.
Who let the dog out?
What? Who?
Who?
Dang it.
Who? What?
I
What?
messed it up. Where? Crap.
Who
I-
let the dog out? How?
Ouch.
Finally, he's gone. We can talk
Okay.
the real juicy details.
So the most racist thing I ever saw on tour happened to me when we were leaving Nashville after playing the first time.
Okay.
So it's like 1997, 96, like early 96. And I had never been to the South and I just expected to see like some racist shit.
Right.
So, I was just like, man, this is going to be crazy. I hope some Clam members don't show up at our show because then we're going to tell them what ska is, like, but that didn't happen. But then we're leaving and we fill up the van at some gas station. It was north of Nashville and it was a little bit out of town. But, it was just this convenience store and, you remember being on tour, you just be like, I don't know when I'm going to eat again, so I got to buy a bunch of shit that's going to rot my stomach.
And a
So-
Gatorade.
And a Gatorade.
So you could
pee in the bottle.
use the bottle. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
So I'm buying this stuff. I'm behind a black guy in line, and this has got to be like 2 a.m. There's like 3 people in the store, all white dudes, the cashier, me, and then this black dude, and the lady just goes, "Nah, I'm not selling this to any N-word."
No
And,
way.
and I was just like, it's happening. And the guy was just like, okay. And he just left his stuff. And I just go,
Really?
no, no. And I grabbed everything that was on the counter and just threw it on the floor. And I was just like, no. And I went to go talk to the guy, and he had already left. It was like I've lived in the South for 10 years. I've never seen anything that blatantly racist.
Wow. That's
Right.
pretty gnarly, man. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously this kind of stuff or just racism in general exists everywhere, but I mean, you must have been pretty far out of the city at that point. I mean,
I don't think it, so. I remember getting back on the highway, and you could still see downtown. You could still see the lights.
you might have been up off of an exit called Trinity, which is like right. It's north of Nashville, right? When you take I-65 north, that's like the first exit you see past downtown, where there's like a couple gas stations and hotels and stuff like that. And it was a pretty rough area for a long time, but. I don't know. It kind of surprises me because in that area has always been a pretty large black community.
Well,
And
this lady had somehow decided on that day. I don't know if it was specifically this guy she didn't like, but it was so racist. And I was just like,
wow,
dude,
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, what a bummer,
one
man.
time the insiders, like we were playing in Europe, and we were at a train station in Germany, and like we had just gotten off the train, we're waiting for the next one, and it's all these white people get off the train, and then there's like one African guy who gets off the train.
Yeah.
And the like German police are like walking up and down like the station, you know, where you're standing on the platform. And there's two guys. One guy has like a big old like assault rifle, and then the other guy's got like two pistols on his chest and a dog. And out of everyone, they go up to that guy.
Yeah. Wow.
And they're talking to him in German. He's trying to talk back. He's confused as to what he did wrong. And I couldn't make out anything that they were saying, but you can apply it to the way it was being said. And, the response that this guy had no clue why they had stopped him. They were just harassing this guy, asked for his papers, like all that. He's trying to give him everything he possibly had. They shook this guy down. I mean, he was in a suit when he got off the train. He was in like a nice suit, and we're like watching, like kind of side eyeing, like what's going on. Like, oh my gosh, these guys just rough him up. Like by the time it was done, his shoes were off, his socks were off, his like shirt's all untucked, his tie is out, his papers are everywhere. They handed them back to him, kind of like shoved them in his chest and just let go of them. And what he didn't grab are on the ground. And I was just like, holy smoke. Like it was blatant. Like at that point, like, you don't see him.
The cops didn't even realize that they could have been messing with the ska band instead.
Seriously.
I mean,
think of all
look at
the
that
drugs
guy.
you guys
Look at-
had shoved up your ass.
No
know.
joke. Hey, the insiders are
Brown-
banned. The insiders are banned from Central Michigan University because we were playing in one of the freshman dorm buildings, and so they booked us, and we're playing there. While we're playing, the campus police chase a kid into the building. He runs into the show, gets away from him because he just disappears into the sea of kids. He runs up on stage. Well, they had this like makeshift stage, and through the door that goes into our dressing room, which was like, makeshift dressing room. So the kid goes in there and throws like this big old bag of weed on the ground. So then the cops go in there and they find it, and they're like, whose stuff is this? And we had just got done. It was right before we started playing, and the like opening band was on, whatever. And we're like, oh, this is our stuff. And they're like, is this yours? And we're like, no, it's the dude that just ran through here that I'm guessing you guys were chasing for this reason. And they took all of our names. They ended up shutting the show down. We ended up playing one song, and then they shut the show down. Yeah, but so they're like, you guys are
a bag of weed.
Yeah, you guys are like, they're like, you guys aren't playing here again. Like, we don't want you like on campus, like all that. And we were like, what? Like, you chased this kid in here, and he just pitched the weed. Ray Charles could see that. And we get in trouble, and then they're just like, nope, you guys are like banned from campus. So we're like, all right.
Like an after-school special.
Yeah, no joke.
And
It was
that's basically what started Kyle down his dark path.
I just assumed it was Bram's.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, Bram would be a good one too. But Kyle,
You think that's a trumpet? That's a bong.
true. Yeah.
Listen, he filled in for the Supertones. Anytime Darren and his wife were having a baby, Bram would fill in,
Which was
Oh,
awesome.
really?
which was often. He has like 25 children, but yeah, and Bram would fill in. And he used to pack the trumpet bells with so much weed in the hotel room,
Yeah.
Really?
and like flip it over and just go to town on that thing.
Yeah. I was always like, dude, how come your trumpet smells like skunk? I was like, that's a weird, it's a skunky smell.
He used to always tell me that, because it was always concerning, in the airport. He would always tell me that there was an actual skunk in his backyard that his dog was trying to go after, and he ran out there with his trumpet and tried to bat the thing away, and it sprayed his trumpet. And you know how hard it is to get that smell out of things.
Yeah, no, that seems believable.
That
Seems
did
weird.
happen to me. I bought a trumpet to fight skunks with, and
Because we're going
It
to end
did get
skunks by
sprayed.
2023.
yeah, we are. 2023. Are we gonna? Oh, I thought we were keeping that. We were gonna save till 2022 and then announce that, but we're announcing it now.
Because didn't we switch to something else? We were gonna save something.
Satanism?
Well, we were
gonna
gonna end.
Satanism. Do you remember
Originally,
that
we
time?
were gonna end Satanism by 2022, and then something
Yeah.
else came up, and so that went onto the back burner. So we are gonna end Satanism by 2023, and then
But
2022.
now
was
skunks are
something.
in there too. We could probably multitask. We could do both.
I think we
Do you
could.
think maybe it'd be a good idea to maybe do a Kickstarter something and invest in skunk trumpets?
Oh, that's a great
Oh, that'd
idea.
be a great name of a band, Skunk Trumpet.
The skunk trumpets? That's a 90s ska band right there.
That's a total.
With the skunk trumpets, pick it up.
It's like a Wednesday. You're in
Stick it up,
Tupelo,
stick it up.
Mississippi, and they're just like, "Hey, we got a great opening band for you, the local ska band, Skunk Trumpets."
Skunk trumpets are gonna. Let's be honest. There were worse ska band names out there,
Yes.
especially in the
many.
90s.
So many.
There's like
Skunk
one.
trumpets didn't sound so bad.
There's one from Southern California right now called like Flying Raccoon Suits or something like that. And I was
Wow.
like, and they're like getting big. They're like a big band. It's got like a female singer. I was just like, why
Okay.
would you name yourself that? Like you couldn't think of
But,
anything
I mean,
else.
Think about like there's a lot of cool bands out there that really don't have good band names.
No.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Of the big three Christian ska bands, the Insiders is the best name for sure.
Boom.
Yeah, 5 Iron Frenzy sucks. It's the
Supertones
stupidest
is
name.
not good, and Supertones was already taken. That's why it's called the Orange County Supertones.
Oh,
That
really?
is so funny.
Yeah, it's a surf band from New York called the
Oh
Supertones.
my gosh.
I gotta let the
So
dog
they had
in.
to change it.
Who
Again,
let the dog in?
You,
You.
Joe,
Thanks.
Joe.
Joe did. Hey,
Our
what
Lisa-
happened to Brett Barker? Did he was like at Saki's now? He
Yeah,
left?
Brett. Yeah, Brett. So Brett, we all love Brett, and Brett has become one of my best friends in the world out here.
I'm
He lived
back.
in Nashville for like, Joe, let the dog in. Joe,
Meow,
Joe,
meow.
Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, who? Joe.
But yeah, Brett and I would hang all the time. Anytime I would play a live show, he'd play trumpet for me. He didn't own a skunk trumpet though, unfortunately.
Wow.
It was just a regular trumpet. But
We
yeah,
can
he
get
would
him one.
record.
Kickstarter.
Exactly. We'll kickstart one for Brett. But yeah, he would play. He'd played on my last reggae record that I did, and then as did Dan Spencer. But yeah, he got a great job offer back in California that he couldn't really pass up, and so he moved in January, I think. And I took him to the airport, and I might have shed a tear.
Yeah. Brett
I
is
saw
good
him, like,
people.
He's great, but he lives with your longtime producer Masaki.
How do they fit more people in that house? Like
I
they,
don't know.
I can tell you that before Saki was married, we all lived in that house when we recorded, and it was destructive.
It was
So-
great. That's where I got, I think, reacquainted with you at one point.
Yeah, that's where
I
I
hadn't
touched
seen you
you the
guys in a
first
while.
time.
It's right, yeah. I'm on my a little right of my hip, a little right of my left hip.
Just knocking out
Yes.
a tempo.
But I was dating my now wife, and she was staying at Saki's, and she's like, "Oh, there's this band recording," and I hadn't seen you guys in like a year or something. And I walked in, and it was 5 Iron. I was like, "Oh, hey, what's up, guys?" And she's like, "How do you know them?" I was like, "Ska? I don't know." Skunk trumpets.
Because everybody
Trumpets,
knows
we're
Ethan.
starting a band.
So
Everyone
Ethan,
knows me.
I want to hear
Yeah.
all the bands you've been in. Can you remember this?
Like
Starting
in
from the
chronological order.
Every band, even if you were just in the band for a day.
I don't think I've been in a band for a day before.
I was in a band for a day.
That's another name
They-
for a band.
They
Band
were
for a
huge.
day.
They were
Yeah.
on some soundtrack. They let me be. They were like, "Yeah, you can be the guitar player," because I worked with one of the singers of this like rapcore band called the Funk Junkies from Phoenix.
Funk
And-
Junkies.
Yes, with PHUNKJUNKEEZ.
Of course, it has to be. Dude. I'll bet you they know about the skunk trumpet.
So I worked with this dude. He was a busboy with me at TGI Fridays, and he's like, "You play guitar?" And I was like, "Yeah, not very good." But he came to my house and he heard me play some stuff. He was like, "Could you learn some Guns N' Roses riffs?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he was like, "You're in." And then the other guy was like, "No." They found somebody that could actually
Sorry.
play those things. You didn't have to look up the tablature. And then I was
Technically,
out.
I was. You and I were both in a band for about 3 days. Guerrilla Rodeo only lasted about 3 days.
Oh man, no, but we're starting it back up, so it will live forever.
We have to. This is,
Yeah.
I shot out the idea like a year or so ago. It was when like lockdown happened. You were quarantining at home. I was like, well, I just want to make a bunch of music because I just lost my job and I don't know when I'm going back on the road again.
The
So I just
problem.
started
Oh, I'm
going to
sorry.
town with music. No, I was like, I'm just going to start hitting. That's why I sent all those unreleased Supertone songs we wrote to Mojo. I was like, hey, because they weren't really like ska songs; they were more like rock songs.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, let's just record these for fun. We won't call it the Supertones. It may not even have horns on it, but let's just properly record these for fun. There's some good stuff in there.
well, the problem with Guerrilla Rodeo is when you sent that to me, I was employed and I was working like 80 hours a week, and now I'm unemployed, and I still
Well.
haven't done anything.
I still think what you need to do now that we're all vaccinated is just come spend like a 4 or 5 days up here, and we'll hang
Okay,
and we'll finish some songs.
Do
this
it.
sounds like a great idea.
The people are clamoring for Guerrilla Rodeo.
I feel like it's always been this weird, elusive, weird side project thing that it was like the one of the cooler side projects that could have been, but the timing just wasn't right.
Like skunk
Yeah.
trumpets.
Skunk trumpets. I don't know if the timing's right for skunk trumpets now, but maybe in 1996 it would have been perfect. But
Maybe.
well, I mean, dude, you remember I was still in the Supertones. You guys, I think we're ending soon.
yeah,
Five Iron was.
yeah.
John Warren was still, and Josh were still doing Ace Troubleshooter. So it was like we all still had bands, but we got together and did this thing. And then I had like a Southwest pass, so I flew out from Nashville to the Bay Area, and we recorded with Saki, and it was super fun. And then I remember I extended my flight because I was having so much fun, and we kept recording. But that was your approach. We basically wrote and recorded those songs in the studio.
Well,
I think there was ideas, like John Warren had ideas and you had ideas and stuff, but
yeah, no, and it came out well. I think that was just what I was trained to do from being in Five Iron. I know better now.
right.
But honestly, like, I just want to clear the air. Guerrilla Rodeo ended because I was an idiot. Because I was just like, so what?
Well, Five Iron was pretty much done at that point because you guys broke up in 04, right?
Yeah, but yes, 03, November of 03. And
November of 03, okay.
so Sonny and I, we brainstormed it and we were like, dude, because he and I were the only ones that wanted to keep doing music. We wanted to keep doing Five Iron, and everybody else was piecing out.
Yeah.
So we were just like, well, man, we should do a really do a super group. Let's get people we know that want to be, that want to be in a band, and we'll just make like a solid rock band or like a pop punk band.
That's
And so we got you and Josh and John, and it was sweet. Like, we totally just made those songs as we got in there. John, I think, had written two, and then the bad one is the one that I wrote.
Stuntman was yours.
Yes. But it's
Well,
like,
I think you guys had one day in the studio without me because I was flying out there. and then
Okay.
and then I came in for the other 2 or 3 days, and it was such a blast. And like,
It was a blast.
I think didn't we make like 1,000 CDs or something?
We did, and that paid. So we sold them on that 5-iron tour, and that is what paid for the recording because like Saki just kind of did it pro bono.
Right.
But like,
I have one copy.
I think I do too.
I've never even heard it. Like I
I'll
thought it
send
was
it to you,
something that
Joe.
you guys. I thought it was
Yeah.
something that you guys like had like in theory, but
Yeah, no.
prior to 15 minutes ago, if I would have been asked, did Guerrilla Rodeo ever like put out an album? I would have been like, nah. I think they was
Just
talked
3
about.
songs.
3 songs, an EP.
Yeah.
3-song EP.
But-
and
So what
Go
what
ahead.
happened to me was like when Sonny and I had talked about doing it, we were like, hey, let's not make any of these dumb mistakes we made in 5-iron. So we wanted it to go well and be big, and we were going to try and shop it to majors and you know try and tour smart and all this, and so we had made that album, and we kind of decided like we're going to do this while we were out on 5-iron was out on the last tour. I think Josh from Ace kind of, I think he had talked to the dudes at Tooth and Nail about it, and they were eager, like super eager to get it. And so maybe
they
they
probably
had
talked to
heard
me too
about
on
it
that.
and went to Josh. But the next thing I heard was like dudes from Tooth and Nail congratulating me like on signing to the label, and I was like, oh, fuck this. I was like,
break the band up.
well, because Brave St. Saturn, like we did our second album on Tooth and Nail, and this is the thing with Tooth and Nail was if you were a big band on Tooth and Nail, if you were Jeremy Camp or MXPX or the Supertones, they worked hard for you. They put all their effort into
At one point.
Yeah,
I mean, they when ska was down there, we weren't priority more on the last like 2 records probably, or maybe
Sure.
3, I don't know, but you're right. Yeah, I mean, which is probably a good business move to maybe work on bands like hard for bands like MXPX, but maybe.
well,
Or I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
I agree. Like in hindsight, as an adult, I'm like, yeah, I would have done the same thing. They didn't have the infrastructure and the the machinery to kind of develop bands that they could have. It was just
Right.
like, hey man, if you can figure this out, you can tour a bunch, and if you hit it, then we're going to put some money into you, but otherwise not. And so my, I had a sour taste in my mouth from that Brave St. Saturn album. And then when Josh was like going, I don't think he was going behind our backs. I think they just talked to him, and then they were like, and he's like, yeah, we might. And then they called me and were like, hey, great job signing to our label. And I was just
what?
like, oh, hell. And also with 5-iron breaking up, I broke up with my fiance like a week later, and it was just this is my second fiance, and
Yeah.
I was just a fucking wreck.
sure. of
Sorry,
course.
Mom. I'm sorry you're listening to this and you have to
She
hear
doesn't
me
like
say
the word
that.
wreck, does she?
She hates it.
That's the W word.
So I just panicked, and I was like, guys, I'm out. I can't do this.
He emailed us.
Yeah. I panicked.
And it was funny because like I was still at this point. It was like, when was the last 5-iron tour ended? When
November 2003. Yeah.
2003. So we were, yeah. I mean, the Supertones were still going for like another year and a half.
Yes. I played with you
So
with
it was like-
Roper.
Yeah, and then you did Roper. But what was great was
You did
I was
Roper,
involved
too.
in Roper too. I did half of Roper.
You did.
When you hit me
You
up, you're
wrote
like, hey,
songs and you played guitar.
Hey
I
guys,
did. I played guitar on the record.
let's bring.
Oh, Joe.
Hey, let's bring the free portion to an end. Keep this going to where you guys turn from Guerrilla Rodeo into Roper. We'll keep this going on the Patreon, the paid section.
Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the free portion of the Pickle and Boot Shop. We want to thank Ethan so much for hanging out with us and chit-chatting and just catching up. As you guys saw and heard, we were all over the board because, again, it's just three buddies kind of catching up. I wish we had hours and hours to do so.
I do.
Right. So does Reese, to tell you the truth. So anyway, if you guys aren't a Patreon subscriber, you have the option to do that. Go to Patreon, look up Pickle and Boot Shop. Go ahead and do different tiers. If you can only afford the $5 one, you will still get all the bonus content and stuff like that each and every single week. Early release. If you can do something else, amazing. If you can't, do not worry about it. I mean, you're going to miss out on an hour of content every week, but if you can't do it because of finance is not a big deal. But the one thing that we do ask you is if you can review the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to. So star it or give it a thumbs up or write a review, write a funny review. I love going and reading those things. Said it's going to be awesome. You guys look us up on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. We're terrible. We're terrible with Keep It Terrible. I'm going to do my Charles Barkley. Absolutely terrible. At keeping up, thank you. At keeping up the Facebook page. We're not too good at it. We need help with it. We need help with our social media. And then, so that's kind of that. I want to get back and jump right back into this. So, freebies, thanks so much.
For more shows like this one, visit rockcandyrecordings.com.
Boom. And then I think as we talk, there we go.
Hey.
See, so are you seeing a waveform for me? Because I'm not on my end.
I
Yes.
see your waveform, but not mine.
Well,
Am I-
Rick from
can you guys hear
Peoria,
me?
I see yours.
Oh, it is Rick from Peoria. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get this right.
We got it.
good.
No, it's recording. We're good. Other than I sound like I'm in a box truck. Because
Which you
apparently my
were.
buddy buys a big old house and then doesn't put any furniture in it. He's like, yeah,
That's how you do it.
he bought a huge house and he doesn't have anything to fill the room. So it's just an echo chamber. Although he does have a hot neighbor across the street who I'm going to try to get to
Bet
know
you're recording
later.
this juicy detail.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah.
So, what is the 20th? Your last day as a married man?
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, my divorce goes
Oh,
through.
Yeah.
Whoa.
My second divorce.
I was
So-
going to get you a cake.
Cue the jokes now.
I was
Dang,
going to
I
get
feel
you
like
cookies by design.
I feel like you're definitely in the lead right now. I feel like
Yeah,
I need
you know
to-
what?
I feel like I need to down my game and get divorced.
You know what? There's just so many people that have been divorced. I wanted to one up them. That's basically all it was. I was just trying to
Yeah.
one up because I don't want to be just, like everyone. Like happily married isn't fun. And divorced once, everybody is. So I hate how I
really
look with
cool.
these earphones on. Like I'm
You look cool. Like
It looks
you
like you're about to play Fortnite.
No, you know who I
Yeah.
look like? I look like the dude from Empire Strikes Back, Lobot.
Yeah. Just put it like this, Joe.
Yeah, exactly. Lando's
Or-
buddy. Look at me. I totally am.
Oh, you
That's
totally do.
embarrassing.
Or put him forward, and then you'll look like maybe a Star Trek character. There you go. Or
you-
it's like a
Oh,
Cyclops.
that's you.
Now I
better,
look
dude.
like
You're
player
totally-
player one. Ready
I feel like
player
I
look
just-
like you're
I
from
just
the
switched-
future.
I feel like I should switch to headphones instead of my in-ears so I can be cool with you guys.
You have
No, I don't
in-ears
think
in?
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I stopped
need to get that.
after doing so many episodes of our podcast, the Metallica one. We were at like episode 235.
Ooh.
And ours go for like at least an hour and a half to 2 hours, sometimes longer. And so every once in a while, the top of the headphones like pushes on your head and it starts to
Yeah.
hurt after a while.
Yeah.
So I
that's where I
started using
lost
my
my
in-ears.
hair.
Yeah, exactly. That's the dangerous part about it.
Yeah.
But that's the
So
chance
when
I take every day. When I wake up, it's a chance I take. You roll those dice, Ethan. Whether it's
Listen, you're-
headphones, whether it's you eat grape
You're from-
nuts.
You're from the greater Detroit area. I mean, you're just more
Great
calloused.
nuts.
It's true. It's true. Very true.
Yeah.
Callous and bitter.
So when I clicked the link to come into this thing, I asked to put my name in, and it wouldn't let me put Joe and Reese's best friend.
Yeah, we have that set up to block it. We have firewalls. We have
you don't want
firewalls
people
that
to-
don't allow that.
You don't want people to know
That's-
the truth.
No.
That's why I'm
Exactly.
Rick from Peoria. Is Joe's old co-host was Rick from Peoria, and he just didn't want to change it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I had to pay 50 more cents to change it. And I was like, nope. All
I
right,
wonder if I might change my sweet lights here.
do it.
see.
Do whatever you got to do.
There's one. Oh, that's weird. That's like blue. Let's go back to red. That was kind of nice. There we go.
All right.
right.
What are we on? We're on
Ethan.
episode what? 17? 18?
Are we that far?
The title
It's
says
15.
15.
Okay, so we're 15. Okay.
We did. This is 15, not for real though, because we did 13 at the cabin on the Tandy thing on that Tascam.
Yeah.
So this
Correct.
is really 16.
On a 4-track.
Oh, so this
Yeah.
is 16? Okay.
I think so.
All
We
right.
did it on a
No, we only have
Tandy
a
want me to
2-track.
computer.
We only have a 2-track Tascam, and then I bought a new 4-track one, but I haven't used it yet.
I'm looking this up for you guys just in case. Oh, you have probably episodes cataloged, like not out yet, right?
Yeah, we don't really
Okay, 'cause the
pride
last one is-
ourselves on fact checking, so we could say this is episode
Fair.
12. It's not. It's par
Okay.
for the course.
Listen, I'll let you all do your job. I'm just the guest.
Yeah, you're acting like like this is a professional show. This is.
I'm just trying to. I do so many podcast episodes for my own that I'm trying to get on the other side of the camera lens here. You know what I'm saying?
I know. No, I understand.
It's not professional. That's the futon that I sleep on. And look at that pillow. It looks like it's just stained with tears.
Which
Name it here. At least you have easy access to your vinyl records right there, right
Yes.
above your head.
Like in the middle of the night, if I'm like, how many Sandy Patty records do I have?
Right.
should open,
I
up,
have to
open
like.
up the computer.
I got to reach
for
a
'em.
little further to get to mine, but
It's terrible. Or if
Hey.
I'm like, I need this Barack Obama skateboard deck into
Which-
sleep.
Who
I
does,
get it.
really? So, hey, sometimes I want to do a treetop Gumby while I'm laying in bed. A kick flip into a treetop Gumby.
sometimes you have to, or make
Yeah.
a twist out of bed.
Yeah.
Yep.